bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Discover Live Free Sports Picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us here for today. Ariel Ninos with us. Tony Brown hoping to connect and get that vertical video. We got Big Al McMordie with us. We got Wayne Scott as well as Jay Briggs. Wayne should be signing hopefully sooner, not later. And here's how the lineup for this evening. McMordie, Ninos, Brown, Briggs, Scott, and then I will close this one out. All right. 6 handicappers on, but not shortage of picks. We get some multiple picks here as draft day in the NBA. We'll also delve into some NFL season win total on a light Thursday. 3 games on the board from Major League Baseball. No one tackling the College World Series or the WNBA or even CFL for that matter. So let's get this one underway. Let's welcome in Big Al McMordie. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. This is the day Big Al's been waiting for. It's draft day. His team is in there selecting here in the first round. So we'll bring in Big Al right now. Big Al, what's happening?
Yeah, I've been waiting for this for about 356 days. So
that's right.
Ever since the Spurs traded what's his face? Can't even think of his name. DeJounte Murray to Atlanta. I've been waiting for this day. So
there you go. It works out. It's here. The day is here. It's come. And, of course, today is draft day. So Big Al's got a few draft picks here from the NBA tonight.
Yeah, I apologize, Tony. I sent you these early in the morning, and, you've got all the late information coming out, and the odds have shifted on a couple of them dramatically, which maybe someone knows something, right? But let's look at some of them. My favorite one hasn't shifted, so let's talk about that one first, and that's Kobe Buffkin. You can find odds at one of two places. You can find it over at Bet365 under 13.5 at -260, or over at Bovada under 11.5 at +115. I like either one. The thing with Buffkin is that he's shut down his workouts this month. He hasn't been participating when the teams have wanted him to, and that's led a lot of folks to speculate that he's already received a promise by an NBA franchise that they're going to pick him, at a certain spot, and they asked him to shut it down so other teams wouldn't acquire interest. I think the most likely place, if a team was going to make a promise to him, is probably, if I'm guessing, is going to be the Orlando Magic at number 11. But I think Buffkin can even go higher. I think he can go 8 to Washington or 9 to Utah. He is actually the he's going to be in the highest collegiate non-freshman to go in this draft. He's actually, the Thompson brothers are 8.5 months younger than him. I'm sorry, he's 8.5 months younger than the Thompson brothers, but they bypassed college to play in the overtime elite league. Anyway, he averaged 14 points per game on 48% field goal shooting for my alma mater, Michigan, and he increased his three-point percentage from his freshman year to his sophomore year from 22 to 35%. I just really like his game a lot. He's a crafty southpaw. He can get downhill. Probably fouls a little bit too much. He's a little bit, aggressive when he tries to make steals, but he's going to be a great player, and I think he's probably going to go 8th, 9th, or 11th in this draft.
All right, Big Al here with pick 1 here, Kobe Buffkin, under 11.5 here in the NBA draft here for tonight's action. Of course, Kobe did play over those last 10 games, hit the threes pretty hot here, 45%. That's what they're looking for, those three-point shooters. All right, Big Al here with pick 2. We're going in again here in the NBA. Speaking of overtime league, one of the Twins.
Yeah, these odds have shifted dramatically, so it's kind of indicating maybe Detroit is targeting him. I was thinking Detroit might go after a guy like Jarris Walker, maybe Cam Whitmore, but now you see Asar Thompson's odds. This morning he was +150 at, -400 at over 5.5. He's now +150 at over 5.5, which indicates he's probably going to go 5th. Because Amen Thompson, his brother, they're thinking is probably going to go 4th. But sometimes there's misinformation, so you just don't know. But I'm just going to tell you what I think, and no one cares what I think in the NBA. The GMs are going to do what they think. But I'm not a huge fan of Asar Thompson, at number 5 or number 4. For me, when I've got a top pick like this, I want to find a guy who can score. That's one of the weaker parts of his game. So, he's a great athlete and all, but, if I've got the fifth pick, I'm looking at Jarris Walker, Cam Whitmore. That's who I prefer, and I think Asar would be a guy would be logical to fall, but it looks like a lot of people are betting that he's going to go 5. But I'll take my chances, at plus 150. I'll take my chances that Detroit, pulls the trigger on a guy like Jarris Walker instead. So I'll take Asar Thompson over the 5.5 at plus 150. And then the other one that's really changed, and this kind of almost makes it unplayable, but it was one I really liked when it was minus 225, and that's Anthony Black under 8.5, because I thought the two logical spots for him were at number 6 or number 8. But at Bovada now, the odds, Tony, are now minus 900, which makes it pretty much unplayable because you just never know. A guy like Cason Wallace could be drafted, for example, number 6. Maybe someone prefers a different point guard, and all of a sudden Anthony Black falls outside the top 8. But if someone doesn't mind laying 900, I like Anthony Black because I think he's either going to be drafted, number 6 on the outside, but at least number 8.
Yeah, they like that defense there with his point guard. We got the McMordie's place here. Black under 8.5. Of course, Austin Thompson over 5.5. And Kobe Buffkin here under 11.5. And of course, Big Guy McMordie, we're talking here about the Spurs. We know who they're taking the first round, but what do you eye here with the Spurs in that second round, right? We got the second round. Those picks, those are interesting ones there because you could probably find,
I mean, the problem is the Spurs have been trying to move up to get a second pick in the top 10. The rumor is that they like either Bilal Coulibaly from Victor's Wembanyama's team, the Metropolitans, 92, or they like Asar Thompson, believe it or not. That's the rumor. The Spurs often engage in misinformation. I wouldn't necessarily trust it for all maybe they like Anthony Black, for example, and maybe they'll try to trade with the Indiana Pacers, or maybe they'll try to trade with someone to get into the top, 6, 7, or 8. So they may have to package those 2 second-round picks if they make a trade. So I don't even think about what they might do because I think the chances are okay that they won't even have picks. I think it's picks 34 and 44. Yeah. They may not even get that far. They may package them in a deal to try to get up to, the top 10. They may, send Keldon Johnson away, for example. So there's a lot of things that could come into play here. And, trying to project a first-round draft pick is hard enough without trying to project a second round. Right. Some of those. And I've been following the Spurs for 30-some years. I can tell you, actually, I got last year's right. They drafted the kid from Baylor, Jeremy Sohan, and that was who I thought they would draft. That might be the first time I've gotten a Spurs pick right that wasn't, a number 1 pick in 30-some years. It's easy when they got the number 1. They're going to take Duncan or Robinson or whoever, but it's a crapshoot. It's a
crapshoot indeed. What do you see about this roster makeup trying to assemble some talent around this kid they've drafted tonight?
Well, what I would do, and there's a lot of various viewpoints. I would do everything I could to trade into the top 10 of this first round to try to get a contract that aligns with Victor Wembanyama. I'd want to have 2 guys on exactly the same path, rather than, have guys who are older who might not fit Victor's development path, and then all of a sudden you have to pay those guys, when their third contract comes up, for example. So that's why I'm in favor of trading a guy like Keldon Johnson, who I think is a really valuable piece, but he's been in the league several years now, and I just don't know if he's going to be on the same path as Victor. So I'd rather have 2 rookies from this class that are studs and go that route and just try to be terrible again next year and add some assets next year and just kind of build a young team. That's what I would do. I would not go after the veterans. People talk about, bringing in, Fred Van Vliet and other people. I just would be bad again and not try to get any veterans or anything on the team.
I just look for next year to start building around.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I would build organically. That's how I would do it, but you just never know.
You never know, right, in this NBA league. All right, we got the 3 picks here from Big Al. All right, Big Al, we know limited schedule tonight here from Major League Baseball, 3 games in the primetime hour. Big Al showing good results here last 30 days. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Just like yesterday, my pick's already gone. I had the San Diego Padres against the Giants. They won 10-0. So I think now, I'm either 10-2 or 11-2. I think 11-2 my last 13 in baseball now. I've got my USFL total of the year up for sale. It goes Saturday. Since the USFL was founded 2 years ago, I've hit 88% on my USFL totals. So folks can pick that up now. And then I'll have, I think, 2 baseball plays tomorrow. I've already circled 2 games I like. So I'll be back in action with some nighttime stuff tomorrow.
That's right, guys. Got aboard Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results over the last 3 days. Has his USFL football total of the year up there right now. Have some baseball for you tomorrow. But instead, why don't you consider a long-term pass with Big Al? Get that 30-day Al Sports Pass. All of Big Al's premium plays for 30 days. All his baseball covers there. Pick is a promo code. You'll save 20% off at checkout. You can also send Capper with that 2-for-1 count promotion. Even greater value there. Of course, Big Al already has his 2023-2024 NFL and college football season passes up there, including postseason. Big Al, you've had a great track record in football over the years.
Yeah, I've hit 11, or I've been profitable 11 straight years in the NFL. I've been profitable most of the years in college football. Have won 23 of the last 31 years, NFL and college combined. So, there's no guarantees, as you know, Tony. Anyone can lose any year, but I'll put people in the best position they can to win. And they can team me up with another champion handicapper here at Pick Dogs on the 2-for-1 handicapper special, and get 2 people for the 12-month package, and they'll be set up for a while.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Big Al McMordie. 12-month package. Pick his promo code. You'll save 15% off at checkout. All right, Big Al, as always, great having you on the show. To that success. Good luck with the Spurs tonight. If they can move up and get some players.
And again, my best bet would be Kobe Buffkin, and the under, if you under 11.5 or under 13.5, depending on which sportsbook you can find the odds at. And we'll see what happens.
There you go. That's why I gave you 3, because we know about once showtime comes, who knows what happens, right?
Oh my God! What do you think? Have you been following the draft at all?
I haven't followed as closely as I have in years because the teams locally here. I the Lakers got a pick in number 17, but we'll see how that rolls. They have a good track record of developing players since we haven't seen in years here.
Yes. What are your thoughts on? I guess they're saying that Brandon Miller is going to be picked number 2 by Charlotte instead of Scoot Henderson. I mean, I'm surprised. I wouldn't do it. I would try to have Scoot Henderson play with LaMelo and
Yeah.
I just think also Scoot Henderson. If Wembanyama wasn't in this draft, Scoot Henderson would be the number 1 pick. Like if San Antonio had won the number 1 pick, but Wemby wasn't available, they'd be picking Scoot Henderson. Most teams would be picking Scoot Henderson at number 1 if Wemby wasn't here, and Scoot Henderson is good enough that he would be the number 1 pick in most years, and he may fall to number 3 just because Charlotte's going to think about position rather than best player available.
Right, that's the key.
It's just we're going to look back, and whoever gets, Portland doesn't want Scoot Henderson. They want a veteran. If I was any of these teams that had a high-level veteran, that I would be doing everything I could to try to pry that number 3 pick away from Portland and get Scoot Henderson because, the chances, because he's basically a number 1 pick, and the chances of getting a number 1 pick, you not only have to finish in the bottom 5 in the league, but then you have to win the lottery, so it ranges, depending on, spots 1 through 5, 10 to 14%. The chance of ever getting a number 1 pick are so small, and if you can do it and get that kind of talent with Henderson, I would be trade whatever you can to Portland just to get him.
Yeah, that's the key there.
I just don't understand why teams aren't doing it.
Yeah.
He's that good. Henderson's amazing. So anyway, I'll talk to you Wednesday.
Talk to you Wednesday, Big Al. Have yourself a great weekend. Talk with you Wednesday. We'll also catch you with you as well on the weekend shows.
Yes. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Tune in. Big Al on the weekends. All right, Big Al. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Tony.
You got it. Big Al McMordie here on the drive. Let's continue here on the show. We got baseball now on the board, so go ahead and welcome in El Ninos. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's go ahead to the Skype world, bring in El Ninos. I think we're ready to roll here with El Ninos over in the Skype world. El Ninos, what's happening?
I'm pretty good, Tony. How are you doing?
Doing awesome. All right, here we go tonight. Mariners and Yankees going head-to-head. We have live odds here up now. We've seen the Mariners favorite here, minus 106 in this one, low total of 7.5.
Yeah, interesting little line flip there. Obviously, no Aaron Judge in the lineup, but that's been the case for a while now, and that's been expected. So maybe a reason for some money coming on the Mariners. But anyway, I think that line move is pretty questionable there. But anyways, we'll be looking at the total here. I know they've trended to the under when these two teams meet. It's gone under in the last 3 meetings, actually. But when you look at the matchups, they've had the Yankees at least have had to face much tougher opponents here, tougher starters for the Mariners. They had Castillo and Kirby twice in the last 3 meetings. Now they're going up against Brian Wu, who's got some pretty good stuff. Great command too, great numbers as far as his strikeouts to walks. Great there, great command there. Unfortunately for him, he still comes into this one with a 7.3 ERA and is yet to face this Yankees lineup. I know they haven't been playing their best baseball without Judge, but still a lot of good hitters in this lineup, and I think we see them do some damage. And on the other side, it's Domingo Germán getting the start for the Yankees, which is the last time actually we saw an over between these two teams. Never mind, not the last time, but it did go over last time he started for the Yankees. And again, I think the Mariners got a couple runs off him too. Now both teams do have pretty good bullpens, so if you want to leave that out of the equation, you could just look at the first 5 innings to go over the 4 runs. But at 7.5, getting plus money to go over, I think that's the better value in taking this game to go over.
All right, Nino says go over total over 7.5 here with this Mariners and a Yankees game here for tonight's action. Yeah, Wu's had his issues this year. Although the FIP for some of the advanced numbers folks out there, they always look at the FIP, and the FIP I think is half as of his ERA, so they expect the ERA to come down a little bit, but still those 2 home runs per 9 innings is the one that's troubling here with Wu, no doubt, youngster here going to the Yankee Stadium, and of course, Germán has had his issues as well.
Yeah, obviously not the Yankees ace there, Germán, but as you mentioned, he can definitely throw strikes, Brian Wu, and again, I do expect his ERA to come down a little bit. Just not sure if it comes down tonight. As you said, the home run's been a problem, and Aaron Judge is a great home run hitter, but again, this lineup still has a lot of guys that can hit the ball deep. So again, wind is blowing in a little bit. There is some rain. The rain isn't as bad as it was expected to be, though, earlier, and I think we got some value on the total there.
Total indeed. All right, here we go with Ninos Yankees Mariners over 7.5. This one will have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Ninos, let's take a look over at Pick Document for tonight's action. Al having a fantastic year in Major League Baseball this year, nearly 1,500 units of profit. Great results over the last 30 days, 549 units of profit. Last 7 days showing good profit. 3 on the board tonight for Major League Baseball. What do you have going over at the site?
We are up over 1,500 units now, actually. Yeah, a couple plays loading in. On an 11-4 run, got still 2 plays up there in the MLB. If you want to check those out individually, they're both up there for sale. But again, your best way to go is always grabbing the long-term 2-for-1 cap passes, getting all the plays that way.
That's right, guys. Get up over the Ninos over at Pick Dog. Swim plays up there for tonight. Or, as he said, the long-term passes are a great value to go as well. Get all of El Ninos premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go to his handicapper page and make that purchase, El Ninos also has right now the Major League Baseball season pass. You get all of Al's premium plays from Major League Baseball all the way into the final game of the World Series. Pick is a promo code. You'll save 15% off. That takes $75 off that MLB season pass. So get signed up with El Ninos over at Pick Dogs. All right, El Ninos, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Thanks, Tony. See you then.
Got El Ninos here on the drive-thru. Let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, we're going to go out to Las Vegas, Nevada. Titletown out there. We'll welcome in Tony Brown. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring in Tony Brown in. I think he's ready to roll here on the show. Tony Brown, what's the word?
Man, that has a nice ring to it. Titletown, Nevada. I love it.
Yeah, it's Titletown, Nevada. Indeed. Of course, this is the team that's hoping to get a title, and we're going to put the right graphic up here in a second here as we're going to be looking at this we're going to be looking at this Rays team at home here against the Royals. As you expect, it's a big fat number here. Rays here laying 317. Total sits here at 8.
Yeah, it's a big fat number as it should be. This is a mismatch. The only way the Rays lose this game is an anomaly, if something happens. But I mean, it's the perfect setup if you're Tampa. They're at home, and if you ask me who the best home team in the MLB was this season, you guessed it, it's the Rays. They're playing against the Royals, and if you ask me who the worst road team in the MLB was this season, you got it. It's the Rays. They got McAllen on the mound for Tampa, and he probably. I mean, I'm not going to say probably, but he's definitely in the lead for the Cy Young right now in the American League. 11-1 with an ERA just a shade over 2. He's been absolutely killing it all season, and against one of the worst teams in baseball, which is the Royals. They're one game ahead of Oakland, who is the worst team in baseball, for last place in the league. So, I mean, I know the games aren't played on paper, but you can't ask for much better than this. You're not going to lay that heavy juice. You're just going to go ahead and take the -1.5, and the Rays should win this game going away.
All right, Tony Brown says go Rays here. Run line, lay the run and a half here, -150 here against KC. Well, some people like to look at those alternate run lines. What would be the most you'd be willing to lay in this one?
1.5. I mean, not trying to be funny or anything,
yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you lay 1.5, these are professional teams. Anything can happen. You know what I mean? The Rays might get upset, or they might pull this one off close. Laying 1.5 is already, that's laying 1.5. Now we have to win and win by something. When you bet those alternate run lines, Rays -2, -3, when you think it's a blowout, that's just gambling. It could happen, and if you're just betting once in a while, sure, go for it. But we're trying to win over time, over 7 days, over 30 days, over the year. This is a way smarter way to go, minus the 1.5, and just, hope the Rays can get it by 2 or more.
Yeah, McClain has been razor sharp this year. ERA just 2 and a lot of starts for the year. This lefty has been fantastic. As you said, yeah, definitely in the running here for the Cy Young. Rays run line laying the run half, -150 against KC. This one will have a start time here of 6:40 Eastern time. All right, Tony Brown, let's take a look over at Pick Document for tonight's action. Let's look at Tony Brown again for the year. 1,846 units of profit. That's the updated numbers right now. It's been a good afternoon here for Tony Brown. Look at the last 24 hours. Tony Brown, 525 units of profit. Getting some grading in. So Tony Brown really doing some great work here over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great year going for you, Tony. What do you have going over at the site?
Yeah, we just got one more game today. Like you said, we're getting the grading in. We absolutely killed it this morning. We won all the plays. The only game we lost was the Cubs game. I went the wrong way on that one, but we won the other 3, so we got plenty of money back. And then I have one more play, but it's my play of the month in the MLB. It's the best play. I have this one circled for a while. It's my MLB play of the month. That's still up for sale. And then you always can get my MLB season pass. That way you don't have to pay per day or per play anymore.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs from 1,846 units of profit. That should update here in just a second, guys. So get on board with Tony Brown. He does have his play of the day up there right now. Here, play of the month for Major League Baseball. Now, remember the one-day passes are credit guarantee. They must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back to your account for side credits. That is credit guarantee. It is June 22nd, and you're listening to this show. Probably 99% chance that you're a baseball bettor, right? Or maybe even higher than that, Tony Brown. I know you get that VIP one-year sports pass is a great value out there because you're in this year-round here in Vegas.
Yeah, I hope you're a baseball bettor because, I'm not giving out any WNBA plays. So if not, it's like you said, Tony, it's June. We got a full season of MLB. It's 10, 15, 20 games on every single day, all day for the 90 days of summer. Buying them per play or per day like that, it'll get pretty expensive. You can get the full season pass for one low price, and that way you get every pick I release all season, playoffs, World Series included, for one low price.
That's right, guys. I got board with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs. That one-year VIP all sports pass, all of Tony Brown's premium plays for the year, including the postseason, is included from all the major sports. Remember, football around the corner, college football, college basketball, NBA. Tony Brown's been red hot on the ice with NHL over the years. I've been doing shows with Tony Brown for almost 7 years now. We're always top of leaderboards there. So get on board with Tony Brown with that one-year all sports pass. Pick us a promo code. You will save 15% off, which is almost $200 off that one-year all sports pass, guys. So go ahead and get signed up with Tony Brown. Get that year pass. That's the value there. All right, Tony Brown, as always, great having you on the show. See that good work. I know it's getting hot in Vegas. And enjoy that.
It is very hot. I'm in the car with the AC on, man. It's hot, and it's not even the hottest time. Around 4th of July, oh my God.
Woo.
Triple digits, 117. So
That's
come if
right.
you dare.
That's right. That's right. All right, Tony Brown, have yourself a great afternoon, evening. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, thanks for having me, Tony, and I'll see you guys next week.
You got it. Tony Brown here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you miss a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. It is now time to welcome in. We're going to welcome in Jay Briggs. Catch him over at Pick.Spin. And we're going, like as we said, it's a light Thursday today, so we're kind of going across the medium here as we're going to look at some NFL season win totals here with Jay and a couple of teams that he knows pretty well. So we'll bring him in right now. I think one that he knows very well. Let's bring him in right now. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, what's happening?
All right. It's time for, I know it's this time of the year. This is kind of getting light. We're kind of getting in that mode where we start to throw in some season win totals. And now you're right off the bat here coming with two NFL burners here. Let's start here with the team from the Central Division with Green Bay.
Yes, sir. So you said we could come with the team totals today, and I was going through to it. I'd already bet. That's what I like, man. Green Bay, they had 8 wins last year. Their team total set at 7.5. I'm taking them under that this season, man. I think they have a real opportunity to finish last in their division. I'm not a Jordan Love guy. I want to see what Jordan Love comes out this year for with Green Bay. I think that this year they're really going to struggle. I think Aaron Rodgers was good for 3 or 4 games for Green Bay last year. I don't necessarily see those going that way. I think Chicago will be much improved this year. Offensively, getting some weapons around Justin Fields, I see them getting a few more wins. I think Detroit probably wins the division, and I think Minnesota still is going to be a viable team in that division. So I think we see Green Bay take a step back. They still got their total up there pretty high at 7.5. I like it under. That's probably my favorite one here.
All right, that's Jay there with Packers under 7.5 wins. Yeah, the Packers will be playing the AFC West this year. That extra game in the AFC against the Steelers. That's not going to be easy here. You'd expect Steelers here to turn around with Tomlin. They're going to, they're going to be tough. And they also get the NFC South this year. Kind of interesting team. See where New Orleans does. See what Tampa Bay goes. Carolina still in question, so that might be a little break there. But it's not going to be tough facing the AFC West.
Yeah, the AFC West is definitely going to be tough. I think Denver will be a little better than they were last year behind Peyton. And then Vegas probably, I don't know what to expect from them. But I think, of course, the Chargers and the Chiefs probably get them. And then when you go to the South, I think the South, a lot of people are thinking it's going to be very down, but I think they're going to be kind of like they were this year. Just middle of the pack, very competitive, can't count them out any given Sunday. So I don't think that Green Bay cakes walk through that division. So all in all, I think Green Bay probably, if I had to call it, I'd say they have 6 or 7 wins. So I would go under the 7.5.
We'll see how good that defense plays this year. Of course, no Aaron Rodgers has been some turnover there. The run game's always been in question there. We'll see how it develops there. But, of course, Russell Wilson now with the Denver Broncos. Have you seen that cardio that he's working on? I guess he's showcasing how lean he is.
I did see a couple of those videos, man. Hey, I don't really know what to expect from Denver. Hopefully Russ has a resurgent season. Last year was not good for him. We'll see. I don't think they're going to be as good as people think they are. We'll see, though.
We'll see, though. All right, next up, we're picking a team that's near and dear. Not your Cowboys, but a team that competes with your Cowboys, the Eagles.
Yeah, I could come on here and talk about my Cowboys. I talk about them a lot. We'll talk about them a ton this season. And I'm going to talk about this team a ton this season as well. They went to the Super Bowl, and they are going to be a good team this season, but I think their total is set too high. If I had to call it, I think the Eagles win exactly 10 games, and I'm going to take them under the 10.5 win total that they're set at. I think it might even be up from that at this current point. This is what I bet earlier in the year. As we know, in the NFC East, man, nobody has won this division back-to-back years since forever. It just doesn't happen in this division, and I don't expect it to happen again this year. I do think my Cowboys win the division, but I think the Eagles take a slight step back. I think they played an extremely easy schedule last year. I think that they are going to be a viable team. I do think they are in the Super Bowl bubble. I would not be surprised if they got back there. But in the regular season, I think their schedule much tougher this year. They're playing a number 1 seed type schedule. I expect them to take some slight steps back, and I think they probably finish second in the division, probably still make the playoffs, but I'm going to take them to win 9 or 10 wins this season, so under 10.5 for the Philadelphia Eagles for me this year.
Yeah, if Eagles finish 10-7, you get the money there. So that's something to keep an eye on there. And of course, Eagles, the schedule is tougher this year. They will be drawing the AFC teams that they're going to be facing in the AFC. It's going to be a tough sledding here for this team, no doubt. It's the AFC East that they'll be facing off this year. So you got Miami, you got an improved Jets team. You're going to be getting the Patriots there, and also too you're going to be getting the Dolphins. And of course, that extra game from the AFC is a tough one. It's the number one seed, so you're going to play a number one seed from the AFC, and they get the Kansas City Chiefs in addition to the NFC West. So they're grouped in with your Cowboys. The only difference are these one seeds they're playing from the AFC and NFC. But NFC East is going to have a tough out of conference schedule this year, out of division.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. The whole NFC East is going to go through a pretty tough gauntlet this season. The Cowboys' schedule is no cakewalk either. The NFC as a whole had a really good season last year. Nobody had a losing season. I think this year is going to be a little tougher. I think they probably beat up each other a little more. Eagles had 14 wins last year, but, you got to go back and look at it. They had wins over Houston and Indianapolis. They don't have those same cakewalks this year. Like you said, they have a few tougher games on the card. I think we probably see them drop a few. Still going to be a very good team. I'm not counting the Eagles out. I'm not counting them out. It's not Eagles hate. I just realistically think that they take a step back due to scheduling.
Yeah, scheduling is tough. Of course, as we said, they get the top seeds. In addition to Kansas City, they get Minnesota. So you're going to get those top seeds there in these other divisions as you finish as the number one in your division. That's the way the NFL works. Jay's picks here again to recap will be Packers under 7.5 wins. And the Eagles under 10.5 wins. So Jay's says selling on these teams for the NFL season. And of course, you can tune in to Jay during the NFL season. It was announced earlier. I guess it was opted in. You and Big opted in again, and with Mitch with an NFL show coming up.
Yes, sir. Should be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Me, Mitch, and Big Al will be back for another season of the NFL show. Bigger and better this year, of course, as everything does progressively here at Pig Dogs. But I can't wait for that show, man. A lot of winners we gave out last year, a lot of great information. I became a better NFL better listening to both of those guys and putting in my input. So it's going to be a hell of a year for the NFL, and I cannot wait.
Cannot wait. We're about a month away from training camps, right, for those Hall of Fame teams will be coming in sooner. Rookies start coming in, so not too far away. They got through their OTAs, which means let's check your muscles. Let's check your weight. We want to make sure you come in shape here for training camp. So we'll see how that rolls.
Hey, I do bet preseason. I had some pretty good units in preseason last year. So if you're looking for somebody who bets NFL from day one,
yeah,
I'm your guy.
You were the hottest guy in preseason. I remember that last year, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
You were like new on the site, weren't you? Right when you came in.
I was super excited.
That's right. Hitting all the preseason games left and right. That's right. I remember that last year. All right, Jay, let's take a look at the site for tonight. Limited card in Major League Baseball, 3 on the board to go in prime time. Look at the units return here for Jay here in 2023. 2,358 units of profits in the top leaderboards in Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yes, sir. No plays for me this evening. We had a lot of day baseball, and I didn't really like nothing in the evening card. I lost today, man, with the Oakland A's. I thought today might have been a good day to hop on them. It was not. It was a good game throughout, and then they kind of got there in the end. We'll get back on track tomorrow with a loaded card in Major League Baseball. So I'll have my play of the day tomorrow. I'll have probably 3 or 4 plays. I really like tomorrow's card. I was already going through, so those plays might be up tonight. So be sure to look out for that or hop on some long term as we continue to try to stack units in Major League Baseball.
That's right, guys. That's right. Throughout the summer, guys, get on board with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dog Stream. You see the great results there from Jay that he's producing. So get on board right now. Use promo code PICK at checkout. Save 15% off on one of those long-term passes. 1-month passes, great way to roll and get signed up. All right. Jay, as always, great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you again. We got you back here on tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yes, sir. I'll see you tomorrow. Should be a lot of baseball tomorrow, so it should be a good day.
A lot of baseball. It's Jay Briggs here on the Drive Thru. Guys, if you missed a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. We're coming up against it here, guys. So I'm just going to have to go ahead and give you my pick right now. We're going to go to Wayne. We're going Marlins. That's not my pick. Let's go here. This is going to be Let me get to my graphic here. Then we're going to go to Wayne here in just a second here. So let's go ahead and get my game up here. And we're looking at this one, Royals and Rays. Tonight's action today, we're going Rays, Royals under a total of 7.5. McClanahan has been strong. KC 16-7 in the under as a road dog at plus 150 or greater. When they're usually a road dog this high, they're facing a good starter. KC 22-12 in the under, struggling with run production. All right, let's continue on here. Let's get we'll continue here on the drive-through. Next up's Wayne, and we'll get Wayne's game up here for you right now. Matter of fact, let's get him here on the show so we can get his pick, and it's going to be this one. This one's about to start too, so we're going to bring in Wayne right now and get his play. Wayne, we're going to go right to the game here as it's going to start here in minutes. Really, no, we got a lot of games at 6:40 tonight, and it's a 3-game card, so let's go ahead and bring in Wayne right now. Wayne, get to the game.
All right, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates versus Miami, and Pittsburgh 1-9 in their last 10, 16-20 on the road. Miami 6-4 in their last 10, 22-15 at home. Both of them on a losing streak. Obviously, Pittsburgh's on the worst losing streak. They got Mitch Keller on the mound. Great season, definitely the better pitcher on the mound. But when he has his chinks in his armor, it has been in the night road games. Not saying he's playing bad, but his ERA and his whip does rise a little bit in that occasion. We got Braxton Garrett. Not going to act like he's the greatest. He's gotten hammered a few times this season, but he's been pulling it together these last two. And although it was against the Nats and the White Sox, I definitely like how he performed in his last two. But what I'm looking at, we're coming to these bats, and these bats of Pirates are just horrible right now. And they're going against the lefty with a batting 205 in their last 5, while Miami is, they're going against the righty. They're going against the lefty with a batting 205 in their last 5, and Miami is batting 305 in their last 5 against righties. Miami is also 7-1 in their last 8 against righties. They're playing better. They're the more consistent team, and they're playing good when they're at home. I'm going with Miami in this one. You could take them on the run line in this one, as when they have won and they went on their win streak, when they won 5 in a row recently, they've won 4 of those games by run line margin or more. And the same with the Pirates. On this 9-game losing streak, they have lost 8 of 9 of those games by 2 runs or more. So I feel comfortable. Definitely plus money with Miami on the run line instead of laying that minus 170 here. It looks like Pittsburgh, yes, you can catch them trying to get a win with the plus money right here, but I don't think they're gonna win on this one. I think Miami is the right choice on this one, so I'm going with Miami on the run line.
All right, we got Miami run line here from Wayne in this one. Hard to argue that one. Garrett on the mound here. 9 straight loss for the Pirates. It's the thing here is the bullpen's falling apart here over their past 10 games. An ERA of 9, and they're hitting just 186. And of course, we're seeing this Marlins team showing a little bit of pop now at the plate, which they haven't had in several seasons.
Definitely, you definitely see the run starting to pour in from the Miami. As you said, they've definitely been known for their pitching, but with them runs coming in, you see they're producing these wins now that they're finally bringing in the runs with the good pitching. They've always we've been accustomed to seeing with Miami. And on the other side of that, Pittsburgh, they're not doing nothing right. If you want to go off and bet because it's plus money just because of the starting pitcher in this one, that's fine. But I'm taking the team with the hot bats and a way better bullpen. And the team has been playing way more consistent at home here. So take Miami on that run line.
All right, we got Wayne here. Miami run line here. Minus 1.5 runs, plus 155, 33 against the Pirates. This one starts in just minutes. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at pick document for tonight's action. Limited card tonight. We're going to have one in prime time here left on the board right now with that Yankee game showing great results over the last. Look at this now. 1,747 units of profit. Wayne has been on absolute fire here the last 30 days. Of course, it's pretty much baseball right now, right? It's been on fire here. What do you have going over at the site?
I got one play left, but that play is for long term, so I have nothing to sell. I did hit my play of the day today, went 2-1 with a loss being with the Giants. Definitely should have stayed off that one. Seen the numbers with Alex Wood, but I just love the consistency of the Giants, so I fell for that one. But 2-1 and one more play. So like I said, man, long term, I do have that people long Long term means you have to have a 3-day, 7-day, monthly, or yearly pass. You can do that individually, or you can pair me with one of the handicappers. Use that promo code PICK, and you can get the plays that way as well. So hop on something long term. No plays left for the night. Focusing on tomorrow.
Focus on tomorrow. Get the long-term pass here from Wayne. That 1-month pass will get you all of Wayne's screenplays for 30 days. All of his baseball pickets. A promo code SAVE that 15% off at checkout. Even greater value there. All right, Wayne, it's always great having the show. I know you're a Foxing fan. Of course, we got the announcement tonight with Canelo getting back in the ring in September.
Okay, who he's fighting?
Charlo, yeah, Charlo in September. Yeah.
Oh, they locked the Charlo in.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. That's a nice fight for Canelo. I know it was either Benavidez or Charlo is what the fans wanted to see from Canelo, and he's giving what the fans want, man, and it's his career. Ultimately, he can walk out right now and be one of the top boxers ever. But to give the fans Charlo this late year career, much respect, no matter win, loss, or draw, man, that's a fire fight. That's a banger that's locked in. I'm excited to hear here on the show. So y'all see my excitement when Tony let me know, man. That's a nice fight.
Yeah, nice fight. Of course, it's funny, Matt D, thank you. Another fight announced was Facebook versus Twitter. Zuckerberg and Musk, they agreed to fight in the cage. So we'll see how they agree. They were going back and forth.
I can't wait to see those eyes. Who you favoring early, Tony?
I know. I mean, that's going to be an interesting fight. Hope it doesn't get to WWE. I hope it's an actual legit fight. So we'll see how that rolls. All right. Have a great night, Wayne. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, take care, Tony T. Y'all take care, Pick Dog family. See y'all tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
See you this weekend.
See you this weekend as well. Catch him on the weekend shows here, 10 a.m. Eastern time. He'll be on there. Remember, on the weekends, it's now, for now, it's until football, it's Chris and it's Jay. And, of course, Wayne will be there with a lot of drive-through cappers, drive up through cappers there on that show. All right, Wayne here on the drive-through. Let's continue on here, guys. You got my pick, and I got it in before this started. And so let's get to the recaps. Some of these you're going to have to do in-game. And most of these books have in-game anyway. So let's go ahead and let's get to the recap here. As we had a limited card today from baseball. We had NBA draft picks, some NFL in there. As you know, we do this time of the year. Those of you guys know how it goes this time of the year when there's a handful of games. The recap at McMordie here, Kobe Buffkin under 11.5 in NBA draft picks. That was the one he liked the most with the Buffkin. Also, Thompson over 5.5. The Anthony Black under, maybe a parlay piece under 8.5. These lines have moved considerably. Ninos was Yankees, Mariners over 7.5. Tony Brown was Rays run line, lay the run and a half, minus 150 against KC. Jay likes the Packers under 7.5 wins. Also on the Eagles under 10.5 wins. Wayne was on the Marlins run line, lay the run and a half, plus 133 against the Pirates. I'll be on the Rays Royals under 7.5. The game that I like the most out of these, it would be. That's a good one. There's a couple, actually, those NFL ones I like as well. Looking at I'm going to go Eagles under 10.5. They've got a tough schedule. 10-7 is doable in that division. The division should be better. And, of course, as we mentioned here with this NFC East, they have a tough out-of-conference schedule this year. But the Eagles have a first-place schedule. So they're going to face the Vikings, the first-place team. Of course, they're taking on the AFC West. They're taking on the NFC East, as well as the Kansas City Chiefs from the AFC. So that's a tough bill there. You got Cowboys twice, the Niners on the schedule. You got the Bills, the Seahawks. Pete Carroll's tough. Giants, we'll see how the Cardinals are always a tough one. So you get the Giants twice, Chiefs, Cowboys twice, Commanders twice, Dolphins, Jets, Rams, Commanders twice, Bucks, Vikings, Patriots. Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, if you get out of there 10-7, that's a good season. I would definitely like that one. All right, I don't know. Come on, Brooks is talking about. We have three games on the card. What do you want us to do? Really, what do you really want us to do? We're going to try our best and show up for you guys. So we have 3 games on the card here. So I don't know how much better we can do here, brother. I've been doing this for years, and this time of the year, if we don't have 15 games really to choose from. So we got 3 games on the board. So this is where we roll. All right, that's going to do it for this edition here of the Drive-Thru, guys. Make sure you tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in all our cappers here from Big Dogs and Sports Chat Place. So we'll give it our plays for you here in the prime time hour. And don't forget, it always gets started every single day here at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time with the morning show You got Mitch, you got Chris, you got Rod Zawacki here giving out their plays here for you here on the morning show, as well as all the video series here on Pick Dogs. We got Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes, the Betting Tools Show. We also have that's right, Chris with his home run props. Remember, he was good with those on when he was co-hosting with me on the drive-thru. That's up there on the board as well. Mike Davis with his Monday, Wednesday, Friday show, as well as his prize picks. We also get the first 5 in from him, as well as the Nerfies, Jerfies from Nick, and of course Mills with his prop videos. And don't forget, Brad and Mills will have their rundown from the UFC card as well. So lots of coverage here on the show. All right, that's going to do it here for our show today. I'd like to thank everybody here on the show here. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew for tonight. We're going to wave goodbye to you guys. You guys have a great afternoon.